Cynthia also, just having her sing words that we've heard a million times mean differently when it comes out of her mouth. And Ariana Grande, from day one, she said, I was Glinda before I was Ariana Grande.
It's been a big year for you. You just had a baby, and we're filming this the day Wicked is released in theaters. How are you feeling?
My heart is full as it ever could be. I changed a diaper earlier today, and one of my kids couldn't sleep all night. So I feel very blessed.
So your movies are no stranger to the big screen. I mean, you directed Crazy Rich Asians, In the Heights. What in your life, professionally or personally, do you think has prepared you to handle directing Wicked?
For Wicked, for me, I think everything in my life led me to this moment. I know that sounds dramatic, but it really is true. I started with the Step Up movies, which I had to learn the levers of making movies, but I also met amazing dancers and learned that the form wasn't just, oh, that's just a headspin. Like there was purpose and there was poetry and there was storytelling in every move. And I learned how a camera could either ruin that or help enhance it. Even following around Justin Bieber, I learned like, oh wow, the public pressures of this kid and what we ask of these young people from their lives is sometimes actually sickening, and what it means for a kid to go up from that. So those lessons, all the way to G.I. Joe, learning about VFX and stunt work, all the way through Crazy Rich Asians, what a movie can do and impact culture, to finally Wicked, where it's all those musical elements, but using those tools to express a fairy tale, hopefully a timeless fairy tale that sort of kicks the tires on a fairy tale that we've known our whole lives, but looks at where we are now in the world and hopefully inspires people to feel powerful in their voice, and they can rise and keep walking, and no matter how uncomfortable they feel, and maybe they realize that they're actually flying at the end of it.
I saw the movie and I definitely felt like I was flying at the end of it. It
Oh,
was
good.
so incredible. It felt like there was no detail that was too small not to perfect. Like
Yeah.
everything was just so incredible, especially the care that you guys took in casting Glinda and Alphaba. So,
Yes.
what was the moment when you knew that Ariana was Glinda and Cynthia was Alphaba?
Well, I love that you noticed the details on that, because I feel like Cynthia also, just having her sing words that we've heard a million times mean differently when it comes out of her mouth. She's exposing her wounds in her own life, and she was paying attention to the details, from the type of roots that make up her broomstick, that they're mangrove roots, and the top and what the design was. Everything was built around that character. And Ariana Grande, one, I was very suspicious that she could actually strip herself of the Ariana Grande mask to become Glinda. But from day one, she said, I was Glinda before I was Ariana Grande. Like this character speaks to me, and she did. She dropped in, and I didn't recognize her. And the next time she came in, because I didn't quite know, could she be consistent with this kind of vulnerability, she did it again. And she's funny as hell. And she also understands what it means to be the most popular girl in the world, and finding yourself when all eyes are on you, and how brave it actually takes to pop your own bubble of privilege, which you can live your whole life in, but to face difficult questions and answers, and that are messy. And so those two, I knew when they came into the room, and they took a few tries to get there, but I knew if we casted them, even though we didn't do chemistry reads between them, that our movie would work. But if we got those two together.
And it was incredible when they came together. They're so hilarious on screen. I love seeing their chemistry back and forth. Were there any, like, they just seem like they are Glinda and Alphaba, even in the interviews you see with them? Were
Yeah.
there any moments where they were off screen, bantering on set, that you're like, wait, we need to film this?
All the time. First of all, even in rehearsals, they come to my office. The way they dress at those press conferences and things, like they dressed as pink and green for a full 2 years. Like coming into rehearsals, I'd be like in my sweatpants, and they were pink and green. And we didn't rehearse in chairs. They didn't like that. They wanted to be on the ground. So we would be sitting on the ground rehearsing with their pens, and they had all colored pens, and they'd always be pink and green. And so like every day you're like, I'm meeting Elphaba and Galinda in real life. And that makes so much room when you're shooting, because now I know that I don't have to rehearse anything new on set with them. I could literally put a chair in the middle of the floor and say, how would Galinda jump over that? And she would. And that gave us all the freedom in the world to explore things that just happen on the day. And I always say that's the magic of movies, is that what you capture on only that day, what you can't plan in your bedroom or write in a keyboard and in a conference room, that what happens that day, if you get that in a bottle, to me, that's when movies really come alive.
And now, a brief word from our sponsor.
I'm ready to meet my destiny.
I'm so lucky to be with you.
Whoa! We don't want a front seat to that.
You should use VidAngel. Filter out any offensive content that you don't want to see or hear.
Done.
Sign up at vidangel.com to start filtering today.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate, because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.